So he's the rock star movie star that's been interviewed on television about the lash industry in our sector. So in Ayla from Melbourne, the Lash Boss, let's go.
Thank you. How do I go through this? Let's press that. Oh, and it goes. There you go. Oh, can I go back one? Is that the back? Yep. There you go. Hi everyone. I'm probably going to forget half the things that I've planned to say, so please bear with me. Hi, my name's Ayla. For those that don't know me, my company is Lash Boss Melbourne. I've been running Lash Boss Melbourne for about 7 years almost now. It's been an unbelievable experience. I'm so happy that I'm in the industry. It's definitely been life-changing, as cliche as that sounds. It definitely has changed my life. So a little bit about me. So fresh out of high school, I enrolled straight into an architecture degree, specialising in landscape architecture. And I thought that's what I wanted to do because my family had, everyone had been to university and they were all engineers. And I thought, hey, just follow the crowd and this is what, my family are doing, so I'll do the same. And I finished my degree, which sometimes I regret and sometimes I don't, but I finished my degree and then decided, nah, this is not for me. I got married really young at 21. I've been with my husband now since I was 15. So we wanted to get married and have a family eventually. And because I had seen my family and sort of how they would, work through being engineers and business, men and women, it was really hard. And I knew that to have a family, it was going to be almost not impossible, but very stressful. So I decided to sort of pull back from that, and I ended up opening an influencer marketing agency. Has anyone used influencer marketing before for their business? A few? Yeah. So with influencer marketing in the lash industry, not many people take advantage of it. But I think if you work with the right influencers, it can be unbelievable for your business. But in saying that, I collaborated and I was in charge of brands like Misguided, Boohoo, Dell. We did a few marketing campaigns for them and it was amazing. But the money and the commitment and sort of the pressure as well of helping these brands grow through influencers was really daunting. Everyone knows Tammy Hember in here? Yeah, so this was going back, 8-9 years ago. She wanted $16,000 per Instagram post. So you can imagine when a brand, is going to throw that money at you, you need to deliver, and it was full on. So I decided to change up and I just stumbled across the lash industry, how much women can make doing, lashes from home, the potential of, eventually getting into having your own supplies and your own business and, you can work for someone, you can work for yourself. There's really no limit. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the possibilities of your life and what can change. And I'm sure all of us, especially after the amazing speakers today, we all have this motivation. Even myself, we want our business to be better and better and better. And, hopefully you can take something away from my presentation. So we have influencer marketing agency. No, we have a Lash Academy in Chadstone in Melbourne. We've been trading there for about 4 years now. So we've, helped thousands of women open up their own lash business. Some are actually training on their own now, which is amazing. And it brings me so much joy to see other women, continue and thrive in the industry. But essentially we work from there, but I have really created the life that I want at the moment, especially being a mum of 2 young boys. So I'll get into that a little bit later, but I just want to talk about the opportunities in the lash industry. So there's quite a few, but I've broken it down into the 5 main sectors of it. So first is services, which how many of you actually offer lash services at the moment? Okay, majority, awesome. So that's definitely one sort of way that you can thrive in the industry. The next is education, which maybe sometimes or most of the time women will sort of start to progress and then they'll start being lash trainers. If you have been thinking of doing it for a while, please do it. It is the most amazing thing, especially as a mum. That's sort of the only way that in my circumstance I have been able to mother my children but also have an income and work on my business. And then there's retail, which is obviously really important as well in our industry. Franchise, so a lot of women don't really franchise their lash business, and I had a student that had been working for about two and a bit years on her lash business. And she said to me, you know, it's going really well. I'm booked out. I have 2 people working for me full time, but I'm not passionate about it anymore. What should I do? And I said, sell it. Just straight off the bat, sell it. So she sold her business for about $300,000, and she was like, okay, this is cool. And that money gave her the motivation to do the same thing all over again. So different people, different brand, different website, different absolutely everything. She hid her face so that no one knew it was her again, because she knew, okay, if I start another business, all these people are going to follow me. So she started from scratch and again, sold it again twice. And now that is her business plan in life, just to start lash businesses, make them thrive, and then sell them to people who, let's say, aren't really at that level or need that help to grow their business. So don't think that, franchise, I know I've looked at the word and thought, nah, never, but you never know. Your circumstance, it might be the best fit for your business. It might be that turning point in your life. So definitely, if you've been thinking about it, that's one thing that I would recommend. And then innovate. We have obviously, lash products, and everyone uses very similar things depending on the brand that you buy. But don't be scared to maybe try new things, or maybe come up with your own product or service. So definitely we need sort of more in the industry, and don't just look at yourself like, oh, I'm a lash tech, and whether you have a salon or a home-based business, you've got something to offer. There's something in your head that maybe might not be in mine or in someone else's. So never doubt yourself. Defining your why. So this is my why, my hubby and my 2 beautiful boys. I have Zia, who is 4, and Ardem, who is 1. They actually travel to the Gold Coast with me as well. We are, a family, so we do absolutely everything together. My husband is also an architect. He was working for Toll, where they were delivering, freshly made Cadbury chocolate to, supermarkets all over Australia. So that wasn't fun for me during lockdown. I put on a lot of weight just eating chocolate, but it was really good. So now he works full time with me as well. And when I say that I've created sort of the life that I want, what I'm referring to is not money. It's not anything got to do with that. I have been really lucky with Lash Boss Melbourne, and I have been able, to have a decent income for me and my family. But my biggest success is that I have these boys with me at home every day. That my husband works from home, he works from our Chadstone office, he's also there with me every day. And, when it comes to packing orders, like Lucy from Lash Rescue mentioned before, her kids are involved in packing orders, and that's exactly how it is for us. For me, it's not really about, I always say I'm a mum first, and then I'm a business owner, and I really do work only part-time hours. My full commitment is not, working 10 hours a day. That's not what I want at the moment. My biggest accomplishment is that I'm able to have a business with these kids, which, I think is why a lot of mums do get into the business as well, because there's just so much potential for us mums. It's almost like a trend at the moment that if you've got kids and, you've got a business that's going well, it's amazing. So I want you to think about what truly fulfills you and what drives you. If it's money, that's great, but I think it comes down to much more than that. You could be, a billionaire in the lash industry and working, from morning to night. If that's what makes you happy, amazing. Some of us, that's what we love. But personally for myself, it's all about having these kids with me. It's about creating a life where I can take them to Movie World now that I'm at, the Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise. It's those sort of things that mean the most to me, and that's what I want you to think about. What do you want? What drives you? What fulfills you? So I want you to remember as well that every single journey is different. So everyone's path in business is completely different. I have my architecture background and my marketing background, and I do use that a lot with lashes, especially when it comes to, things like project management and managing my business. It's really, really important. But what works for me might not work for somebody else. And I think social media nowadays, everyone posts their best life as we know it. Very rarely people will post their struggles and the things that they deal with within their business. So yes, social media is great in the sense of you can learn a lot and you can see what other people are doing in their business, but do not let it reflect you and your mentality and what you're doing, because honestly, we all have different strengths and I want you to focus on those. So yeah, don't compare yourself to anybody else's journey. Do not turn down opportunity. So recently I have been offered, a few times to talk on behalf of the lash industry, which for me was probably one of the most daunting things I have ever faced in my business, because I'm representing every single one of you and being asked questions like, what's the growth like in the industry? What's the vibe in the industry? Those sort of things, it can be quite overwhelming and quite daunting to answer. But what's amazing is I actually said to my husband, I've been approached, I'm going to say no. And he said, are you crazy? Why would you say no? You're being offered the opportunity to speak on business TV. Why wouldn't you go on and speak about the lash industry and how amazing it is and why more people should get into it? And because of him, that's the reason I actually emailed them back and said, you know what? I'm in, let's go. So 5-10 years ago, there is no way our industry would have got such amazing recognition. There's no way that on national business TV, people are going to ask one of us, hey, what's the lash growth like? How does somebody turn over $1 million in a business? These are the things that our industry is doing now, and we need to take advantage of it. Just like some of the other speakers mentioned, we need really good quality training. We do. We need even better now. We need even better products because our industry now is getting recognized by the media. So we need to come together and, make it even more powerful so that there is more of us. And every single one of us has contributed in our own way. When you post on social media, you might think, oh, maybe 100 people have seen it, maybe 100,000 people have seen it. Every single one of us is contributing in our own way. So I want you to keep going. I want you to do even better because there's no reason why anyone in this room cannot have an opportunity like this. Sorry. One of the main things that I focused on with Lash Boss Melbourne was building a brand. And I found through building a brand, that's when I've been able to get recognition by the media. A lot of people ask me, how did you do it? How did you, go on TV for the lash industry? It's all through social media. There's no big secret. There's no nothing that I did. It's literally what every single one of us do, and that's post on social media, share our experience and what we're doing, and it basically just goes from there. So what's really important is when we were building our brand, we wanted to be different. Now, it is really hard in the industry to try and stand out, but you need to keep true to yourself. You need to go through all your strengths and just focus on them. Because like I said, what I might be good at, somebody else might not, vice versa. So I want you to focus on yourself and what you are good at and reflect that upon your brand, which is really important. Now, through your brand, you need to build on your trust and your credibility. Share your clientele if you are a salon from home. If you are a lash educator, you need to share that people trust you, that you're doing well, that you're not just going to leave them in the dark and turn your back on them when they need you. So you need to show all of this stuff. And you can get really creative with videos, with testimonials, with people buying your products. There's so many different ways. TikTok's really good for getting new ideas. But you need to build on this whole trust and credibility. You need to show people that you're amazing. And I know for myself, sometimes I am a bit scared to share because I think I don't want people to get the wrong impression. Social media is there for us to brag. You're a business at the end of the day. Put your ego aside. I want you to share and show people that your business is amazing and you're doing incredible things. So when it comes to defining your brand identity, it's really important to, through your social media, show people what you want for them. Things that you want them to achieve, whether it's beautiful lashes or you want to help them excel their business and teach them how to do lashes. You really need to put down your values and your personality through your social media so that people can see exactly what they're after. Next is consistent branding. So sometimes I see, women on social media posting different things on TikTok and different things on Instagram. And content-wise, yes, TikTok's a little bit more relaxed, so you can share, more of the fun sort of side of your business, and then Instagram can be a little bit more serious. But your branding really does need to reflect on both platforms, and you need to show that you are one business and it needs to sort of flow throughout. So using consistent colours, fonts, imagery, those sort of things are really, really important as well. And the next is the most important thing for your brand, and that is customer service. For us, one of the most important things for us is that women have a good experience. Follow up with them, see how they're going, ask them questions, ask them to leave reviews. All these things are really important in growing your business. We have so many women that find us through word of mouth, which is the biggest compliment ever for my business, because it just shows that they've had a good experience and they're happy to pass that information on to someone. So I would definitely recommend focusing on your customer service, and it will not disappoint you at all. So if you are a Lash Boss Melbourne student, there are some of you here today, you would have seen this quote on your kit, but it's so important. I have this blown up in my office, but it is, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently. And I think you just need to really focus on what you want, your whole why factor and why you are in the lash industry. Write down your goals and work at them consistently in order to be able to have this business of your dreams. Like I said before, it's not always the dollar figure. For me, it's definitely not. It's the lifestyle of having my children home with me. Even the way that our academy is set up, we run all our trainings at Chadstone, but all our supplies, everything got to do with my business really is from home. And, some of my family members and close friends that know that and have seen my space at home will say things like, oh, you're big enough, just go get a warehouse. And I don't want a warehouse. And that's the truth, because I don't want to, put my kids in the car every day, drive them to a warehouse, let them spend hours and hours there while we pack through orders or I reply to emails. I would rather do that from the comfort of my home while they're watching TV or while they're in their playroom. I want to get up and go to the gym whatever time I want in the morning and have my husband watch my kids. And then when I come home from gym, we do a rotation and he does the work that he has to. So these are all the things that we've worked on. We've really sat down as a family and worked out what values we have and what we want out of our business. So don't fall into the trap of, okay, I'm booked out now, I need to have a salon. If you're happy at home, stay at home. If that's the life that you want, design it exactly how you like. So this is just our contact details. So we have my email, our website, and also our socials. I don't know why it looks like that, but anyway. So one of our Instagram pages is verified. If you do follow me, you'll know that a few weeks ago my account was hacked, regardless of the fact that I had my two-factor authentication on. Hackers got into my personal Facebook and shut down everything completely. It was the most stressful 2 weeks of my life. I was ready to give up Lash Boss Melbourne altogether. But I managed to get it back. We went through an agency and they were able to get it back. The reason I'm mentioning this is I have a contact number for Instagram. So if anyone needs any help getting an account back or dealing with anything, let me know. Because through TikTok, you can imagine for 2 weeks, I searched high and low to get in contact with Instagram or Facebook, and it was crickets. It was so, so hard. So I'm just putting it out there because I wish someone had this contact number when I needed it, but I have it. So if anyone ever needs it, just remember Ayla's got it. But anyway, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Great. Living your best life. How good does that sound? Let's all live our best life. And did it in 22 minutes.